Well, hello there, my silly little gooses. Welcome back to another edition of the Midweek Breakdown, presented by My Two Cents Podcast and hosted by G2. I am G2. I'd like to first start off by welcoming our first-time listeners and our returning listeners to this program. I would like to tell the first-time listeners what the Midweek Breakdown consists of. The Midweek Breakdown is when I, G2, talk to you guys for 10, 15, 20 minutes about any and everything in the news. It could be serious topics, it could be not so serious topics. Certain episodes, I'll be talking about a variety of different topics, while others, I'll be talking about one specific topic, which will be the theme of that episode. And at the end of every Midweek Breakdown episode, I'll be playing you guys a song, which is titled Your Song of the Week, to end the episode off and send everybody about their way. Now, today I'm going to be talking about a variety of topics, so let me just get right into it. First, I'd like to give some condolences. First condolence I'd like to give is to the actor Vincent Pastore, who passed away at the age of 80. At first, family would not know, or at least it was not announced, the cause of death of the actor, and it has now been at least told to TMZ from direct knowledge, at least that's what they're reporting, that Vincent passed away from natural causes. So rest in peace to Vincent Pastore. I want to say that the man is known for playing the character Big Puss, who was on The Sopranos. They would say that he was on there for about 30 episodes. I remember when HBO Max first came about, I started to watch The Sopranos. I didn't watch it much, but he was like one of the people that I feel emotionally got Tony Soprano like really tripping once he found out that he was a rat. And for anybody that hasn't watched Sopranos, I'm pretty sure that that's one of the first things that you start finding out as the season 1 starts happening. So that's not too much of a big spoiler there, but hey, it is what it is. But Vincent Pastore passed away. He's also credited for being in other things as well. He's credited for being in Goodfellas, Carlito's Way, Men of Respect, Witness to the Mob. He was also in Shark Tale, Spinning Gold, Once Upon a Time in Brooklyn, Everybody Hates Chris, and Yellow Jackets, and plenty of other things. So again, rest in peace to Vincent Pastore. Now, another recipe I had to give into is into the wrestling profession. Wrestler, WWE Hall of Famer Dory Funk Jr. has passed away at the age of 85. This just happened. It happened on Tuesday, so the cause of his death has not been reported. But Dory Funk Jr. was the older brother of professional wrestler Terry Funk. They teamed up with one another down there in the Florida territories and also in the WWE, better known as WWF, back in the 80s. They even wrestled on WrestleMania 2 together. He is the second longest reigning NWA World Champion. He also helped train a couple of legends in the professional wrestling business: Kurt Angle, Edge, Christian, Hardy's, and a litany of other people. But Dory Funk Jr., that's all I do know of the man. I know more of his brother Terry Funk, because Terry Funk was in the ECW and WWE, WCW. Dory Funk Jr., I don't know much about the man himself except for being in stuff in NWA like that. I would like to say, if you want to know more about Dory Funk Jr., I'm pretty sure Jim Cornette will be probably talking about it and give a memoriam to Dory Funk Jr. somewhere in this week. You probably have to look it up on YouTube. But again, professional wrestling business lost Dory Funk Jr. at the age of 85. And it's kind of funny because CM Punk was just at SummerSlam, competed against Cody Rhodes, and he did a tribute to Dory Funk's brother Terry Funk with a moonsault. So for this just to come out a couple days later, it's kind of one of those things to how you were able to see someone pay tribute to your brother on television. I would think someone at least showed Dory Funk that, or at least told Dory Funk about it. But either way, rest in peace to Dory Funk Jr., rest in peace to Vincent Pastore. That's all the condolences I do have to give out. So with that, moving off the condolences, moving over into news that happened this weekend that I was not able to cover. First thing was the wildfires that happened in Washington. It was said that wildfires broke out in Washington, more specifically Spokane, Washington, and destroyed more than 700 buildings and forced 64,000 people to flee from said area. Now we are coming into the aftermath of this wildfires. As I've stated, it said the wildfires destroyed at least 700 buildings, forced about 64,000 people to flee their area. It also has been said that There's been about 400 buildings that also have not been accounted for yet as well. So they're going to be checking on those 400 buildings to see if they have been destroyed or whatever the case may have you. Yeah, right here. More than 700 buildings in the Spokane area have been destroyed, and another 400 have yet to be assessed, officials said Monday. So that's the information that we do have, at least on that part. They do have a man in custody who they suspect did start this wildfire. The man's name is Aaron Farinacci. He is 37 years old. They have him in custody and arrested for this because a witness would go to police and say that they saw him kneeling near grass where the fire began. There was a press conference that happened late Monday. The sheriff of Spokane County will say we believe it was matches or a lighter. When he was detained, he was found to be in possession of some waterproof matches and a Burton lighter. So that's how they're connecting Farinacci to this fire. Well, these wildfires here. And let's see if it sticks or not. I know he's in there. They have him on bond for $1 million. I'm pretty sure they're going to be collecting more evidence as all this is happening. But a lot of people lost homes, businesses, and just possessions. And I want to give my prayers to the people over there, over in Washington, for having to have lost your home just off the fact if it was a person burning the woods, which is still a weird thing to me. It's weird how people want to start a fire and that fire could potentially like get so far out of control and create a big wildfire and cause just massive destruction. I don't think any sane person would want to do that. You probably have to question people that do this. Again, if Farinacci did do it, they're probably going to question him to probably figure out what was his motive. So again, they're going to be investigating that. But I'm just saying, as a person on the outside looking at this, you just got to question why. Why would you want to start a fire in the woods? Why? Were you trying to burn something? Were you trying to make sure there was no evidence of something? Or were you trying to create a wildfire? Again, I don't know. But again, the West, they always have a fire during the summer, and this just happens to be it. I did, again, feel sorry for all the people that did lose their homes and businesses because of, again, right now they have a man in custody, so they're going to say it was a man-made thing. If it was that, because of this man's stupidness, if it wasn't, just off of this act alone, I feel sorry for people that lost their homes. I really do. But we'll wait and see what happens more as time goes on and when more information comes out. I'll bring it back to this podcast here to bring it up. And also want to give an update on something. They have been saying that wildfires are still burning in France and Spain. I don't think as much as it was a couple weeks ago when it was first reported. I'm looking at Al Jazeera now, and it's not saying that it's still in a big blaze. I know that they're talking about there's still a couple of blazes here and there. They're still trying to put that out, and they put up photos of essentially the aftermath, people in like a building with all these like beds placed there for their temporary state of living right now, because again, people lost homes over there in France and Spain, and then you see all the wooded areas just burned up. Firefighters trying to hose it down, the plane putting down that red mist that they use, that fire retardant, there it is, that they do to try to put down the wildfires. And I mean, it's just something, bro. So just imagine. I don't ever want that to be the case for anybody over here. I want people to not be stupid. I don't want any type of wildfires or any type of fires to happen, because again, people lose homes, people lose property, people lose things that they have been grinding for all their life, or family lineage that has been passed down to them, and now you're just there with land and no home now, and now you just have to sell it if you have no type of money to rebuild again. And again, it sucks, but that's just the way it is. But I am glad to say that there has been no one, at least, dead because of this. If it was reported, trust me, they would have said it, but no one died from this. I am happy about that. I do want to say, for the people out there over in the Northwest, yes, of the United States, over there. It has been said that you guys do need to watch out for your air quality because of that wildfire, the smoke and all that that's going to be spreading around. So please be careful. That's what I would like to just say to everybody over there. So that's something that happened this past weekend. On to another incident that happened this past weekend. There was a shooting at In-N-Out Burger over in Idaho, which had 3 people killed, 7 injured when a gunman opened fire outside of the In-N-Out Burger restaurant in Twin Falls, Idaho on Saturday. Authorities would tell ABC News on Sunday the 24-year-old Chad Williams died from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound after being confronted by an armed off-duty Idaho state trooper and a private civilian. The police chief would tell a news conference on Sunday, saying, "We believe these actions drove the suspect from the scene and prevented further casualties." 5 of the 7 injured victims remained in hospital. That was reported Sunday afternoon, including 2 in critical condition. I'm pretty sure that the 2 are still probably in critical condition, or at least getting better. Because if it wasn't, they would have updated the article and say that 5 died and 5 injured. So there's just something I'd like to point out there. But anywho, again, this rolls into the situation of I don't understand people doing this. They're saying that they're still investigating this. They're trying to figure out a motive for why Williams did what he did. They're saying that so far they believe Williams acted alone. But here's my thing. Again, you don't know any of these things. I mean, I'm not saying any of these things as in not only that he acted alone, but what is the motive for people doing this? What is the motive for someone wanting to stand outside of In-N-Out Burger or any fast food establishment in general and wanting to shoot anyone? I don't understand that. Again, so I'm hoping that when they start actually investigating this person, go into the backstory, go into his social media logs, go into school or whatever the case may be of homeboy, go into his job if he had one at the time. And there has to be something, because there has to be a reason for why he would want to do this. I mean, you did it on a Saturday, bro, outside of In-N-Out Burger. Like, dog. That's just very, very, not wise to me. It's not wise at all, but, that's just where we're at in the world. People are just not being wise anymore. But again, be safe. Be careful whenever you go out. Say a prayer, say some type of positive affirmation, and please try to make it home, because again, you could just try to go to any fast food establishment and someone can just take you out, like this man did to 3 people. And one was an employee at In-N-Out Burger as well. So again, just going to work can get you took out too. So again, say a prayer, positive affirmation, something like that if you don't believe in prayer, as you leave your home, because you don't know whether that'd be the last time you ever make it back or there or not. So yeah, when more information comes out about this, which I'm pretty sure they probably won't be, if I'm going to be honest with you, but if they do happen to have any more information in the future, I'll try to bring it back to you guys and hopefully talk about the motive for why this man did what he did. But again, love and light condolences to everyone that lost loved ones and friends or associates because of someone's stupid actions. Next thing I want to report on is Michigan. Michigan has now announced that there have been 2 residents that have died after contracting cyclospora. I'm hoping I'm saying that right, but it's basically that parasite that was linked to the whole lettuce outbreak that came about last month. State officials announced on Monday the first known deaths in a multi-state outbreak linked to the shredded lettuce that has sickened thousands of Americans with explosive diarrhea, according to a statement from Michigan's Department of Health and Human Services. Both individuals had significant underlying health conditions that may have been impacted by cyclospora and dehydration. It would say cyclospora is generally not a life-threatening illness. The statement added, death resulting from this is unknown or uncommon in the United States. So the CDC said it was aware of the 2 deaths in people with underlying conditions from Michigan and would update its data accordingly. So I would probably say it was probably like some older people. Maybe they don't give the age, but just whenever you hear people with underlying health conditions, I always think older people, but it could be young. But I digress. 2 people have died now after getting in contact with that virus or bacteria, whatever it is. Just want to let people know what's going on with that. Again, I don't think lettuce right now is still the most greatest thing to probably get into right now. I understand they said it was Taylor Farms lettuce that got hit with all that, but me personally, I would still try to say stay away from lettuce in general. Again, go to something else, go to kale or go to some other type of leafy green to replace lettuce, at least for right now, because of all that. Chipotle, they just got hit with some with their jalapenos having some type of situation, so they had to move their jalapenos out of there. Again, that's something that's just coming up now. Food is starting to get hit up a lot now, more than I see ever. Lettuce got hit up. Now jalapenos. I know eggs had to get recalled. I talked about that. Bacon, there was only from 2 brands and it was like 12,000 pounds because it was not tested and it came from Canada. And again, I talked about that this past Sunday too. But food is starting to get recalled or things are starting to happen to food. I would just say, please just be careful of anything that you take into your body. Be careful, okay? Now, moving off of that, on to probably the last thing I want to talk about because my time is wrapping up. I want to talk about ICE once again screwing up and how it does need to be abolished. I stand on that. USA Today will write up an article about a detainee dying in ICE detention center outside of New York City. The man's family would announce Edwin Lopez Conillo, a New Jersey resident detained June 18th by immigration enforcement officers, ICE, died August 1st. His mother would say in an emotional video posted on Facebook, she would attribute the death of her son to him not receiving his diabetics medication while in custody. She would say in the video that her son lived in the United States for nearly 20 years. She described him as a hardworking and a good father to her granddaughter. An excellent son, and I lost him to the hands of immigration authorities. So Edwin's life would no longer be here, or Edwin would no longer be here because of him being in ICE captivity. Again, I don't understand it. I don't understand the process of, again, you trying to grab people because of whatever reason. I don't understand that. Again, I still stand on that so very much. And also, if you happen to grab people, right, because that's just something that this administration is just doing. And they're going to continue to do until Trump is essentially out of here. Why not have proper medical personnel inside these ICE facilities that you're detaining these people and holding them in? Why don't you, as soon as you grab them up and you start taking them to these detention centers, have them go through a medical process, say, hey, what's up with you? What do you have? What's wrong? And if they say nothing, ask what their name is and have them do a medical history search on them to see what is up. If there is nothing, nothing. If they're hiding something and they don't want to say it, guess what? You still go into their personal medical records because you are the government. You can go into it and see what's up with him and try to give him his medication and let him know, hey, we're not trying to harm you. I understand that you have this image of us because what's going down in the news. We're not trying to harm you. We're just following the letter of the law. But in the process of that, we're going to still try to take care of you the best that we can and just look after them like common citizens, common human beings. I don't understand how this is happening. I would think that you should not have people dying because of them not getting their medication. I would think that should not be the case. But again, history in America with other minorities tell you other different. But yeah, this is again another tally mark of ICE once again screwing up, another person losing their life over dumb reasons. And rest in peace to Edwin Lopez Conillo. And again, abolish ICE. I still stand on that. I mean that. And I'm hoping that actually happens. With that, I believe that's everything that I do want to talk about because my time, it has wrapped up. So with that, this has been your midweek breakdown, presented by My 2 Cents Podcast and hosted by G2. I have been G2. It's now time for me to move over into your Song of the Week. Song of the Week for this week is by Isaiah Falls featuring O3 Greedo. And the song's titled Play Your Cards. I'm hoping everybody enjoys the song, enjoys the rest of your day. You will hear from me again on Sunday, talk about the news, but more in long form content. Sunday, so go listen to that episode. Matter of fact, I dropped the episode this past Sunday called Travesty. Go listen to that. But if you want to hear me talk about professional wrestling, I do that. I just did a Monday episode talking about SummerSlam that happened this past weekend, so go listen to that. It's my review of that event. I talk about it, wrestling more in general, on my Thursday episodes where I talk about any and everything that comes to my mind, and professional wrestling Saturday for the wrestling highlights of the week where I talk about WWE, AEW, TNA, what happened on each company's respective television program. So go look for that. So with that, again, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great day. Have a great rest of your week. Be blessed. Don't be a dick. Be kind of courteous to everyone you do come across. Bye-bye now.
Please don't judge me by the way I play my cards. A player knows a player. You know I met your type before. That's what she said before she closed the door. You heard some rumors from your friends, I'm sure. We can't pretend it's just a chance, I'm yours. Player, player,
in the studio, yawning. Drunk and I'm high and I'm on it. Hoping you drunk and you high and you want it. I know that sometimes I keep talk, sometimes I sleep walk. Know that you probably right next to somebody. I'm hoping you creep out. Just keep it playing with me. I used to play in the streets, so just understand if you do got a man, if you ever get mad, ain't no playing with me. I would be wrong, wrong, wrong. I would be wrong, 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 wrong. The name in the song. Baby, go pick a side.